Your phone buzzes. Unknown number. The screen says potential spam. You pause for a second, then decline it. You have done this before, many times. You have blocked numbers, reported texts, signed up for the do not call list. And yet, somehow, the calls and texts keep arriving. Different numbers, same scripts, same urgency, same sense that somewhere out there, someone is trying to reach you for a reason you did not ask for. It would be easy to assume this is a technology problem that has not been solved yet, that somewhere, a smart enough filter is just around the corner. But the real reason blocking spam does not really work goes deeper than filters and apps. It goes into the phone system itself, how it was built, what it was built to do, and why fixing it is more complicated than it sounds. Let's get into it right here on Secrets of Simple Things. Designed to feel personal. At its core, spam is not a message. It is a numbers game. One text sent to 1 million people costs almost nothing. Most of those people ignore it. A small number hesitate. A smaller number respond. That small number is enough to make the whole operation profitable. The buzz of an unknown number on a quiet afternoon. The flash of potential spam on the screen. The faint unease of a text saying your package was held, or your bank account needs attention, or you have been selected for a prize. Each one is designed to feel personal and urgent, as if it was sent specifically to you. It was not. You are one of millions, and that is exactly why it is so hard to stop. When calling became almost free. It did not start with robocalls. Telemarketing began in the 1970s and 1980s when businesses discovered they could reach customers quickly and cheaply over the phone. In those early years, most of it came from legitimate companies, annoying but operating within some framework of rules. Phone numbers were collected from phone books, warranty cards, and contest entries. The caller usually knew who they were calling and why. Two things changed everything. The first was technology. For most of the phone system's history, making a call required a physical phone line. That cost money, required infrastructure, and created a natural limit on how many calls could be made at once. Then came internet-based calling, known as VoIP, or Voice over Internet Protocol. In simple terms, placing calls over the internet rather than traditional phone lines. The cost dropped to almost nothing. Software could now blast millions of calls automatically from anywhere in the world for a few dollars. What had once required a call center full of people could now be done by a laptop and a cheap subscription. Scammers immediately understood what this meant. The numbers made it viable at a scale nobody had anticipated. The second problem was already built into the phone network itself. When the global phone system was first designed, it operated on a simple assumption. The number displayed on the caller ID screen was the number actually placing the call. Caller ID was added to the system decades later as a convenience feature. It was designed to show who was really calling. Nobody at the time seriously imagined that someone would fake it. That assumption of trust was embedded so deeply into the infrastructure of the phone system that even now, it has not been fully corrected. The network was built to relay the caller ID information it receives without independently verifying whether it is accurate, which means anyone with the right software can display almost any number they choose. The phone network still running beneath every call and text today was designed at a time when the idea of faking a number at scale simply did not exist as a threat. The openness that made it useful for everyone is the same openness that makes it difficult to protect. The system was not broken by spam. It was simply built before spam was imaginable, and it has not been fully rebuilt since. Why the blocks don't hold. So why, with all the blocking tools and reporting systems available, does spam keep coming? Because of 3 layers that sit underneath every call and text you receive. The first layer is cost. Sending 1 million spam calls or texts over internet-based systems costs almost nothing to operate. Even if only a tiny fraction of those people respond, the operation can still be profitable. Send 1 million messages. If 1 in 10,000 people fall for it, that is 100 people. If each of those people loses even a small amount, the operation more than pays for itself. Spam does not need a high success rate. It only needs a tiny one, multiplied at scale. The second layer is the number itself. The number that appears on your screen when a spam call arrives is very likely not the real number placing the call. Spoofers, meaning people who falsify caller ID, can display any number they choose. A local area code to seem familiar. A bank or government agency to seem trustworthy. Block that number and the next call arrives from a completely different one. It is like blocking a disguise instead of the person wearing it. The disguise is replaced instantly. The third layer is geography. Most do not call lists and telemarketing regulations only apply to companies operating within the legal jurisdiction that created them. A spam operation running from another country simply does not fall under those rules. The law stops at the border, the calls do not. And there is one more detail worth knowing. If you answer a spam call or reply to a spam text, you have confirmed that your number belongs to a real, active person. That confirmation can make your number more valuable. It may be added to a different list, sold to other operations, or used again. Answering can increase the volume of spam you receive, not reduce it. None of this is your fault, it is the structure of the system. The system is the problem. The most common assumption about spam is that it is a technological problem waiting for a technological solution, that the right filter, the right algorithm, or the right update will eventually make it stop. That assumption is not quite right. The deeper problem is that the phone system was built to be open. Anyone can call almost anyone, almost instantly, from almost anywhere on the planet. That openness is not a flaw. It is what makes the phone useful. Doctors call from hospital numbers you do not recognize. Delivery drivers call from personal phones. Schools and employers call from lines you have never seen before. Emergency services reach people in moments. Closing the system down tightly enough to stop spam would mean closing it down enough to break these things too. Spam is not exploiting a technical flaw. It is exploiting a design feature. The same property that makes the phone system open to the people you want to hear from also makes it open to the people you do not. This is why blocking numbers helps only at the margins. The number being blocked is often disposable. The infrastructure behind the number is still there, generating new ones as fast as old ones are blocked. It is also why do not call lists work for legitimate businesses but not for bad faith operations. A company that cares about legal compliance will respect the list. A company that does not will never look at it. The tool works on the people who were not really the problem. A global industry in plain sight. Today, you will find spam calls and texts operating as one of the largest unsolicited communication systems on the planet. Tens of billions of robocalls are placed every year in the United States alone. Spam texts have grown faster than spam calls over the past several years, partly because people have learned to screen unknown numbers, but still open texts out of habit or curiosity. The fake delivery notification, the bank verification request, the prize claim, the urgent security alert. Each one is crafted to create a brief window of uncertainty where a person might click something, call back, or give up information before they have had time to think clearly. They are not targeting stupidity. They are targeting the moment of uncertainty that every person experiences when they do not have enough information to be certain what is real. Filtering technology from phone carriers catches a portion of spam before it reaches you. Reporting tools help build the databases used to identify patterns. These things matter at the margins, but the economics that make spam viable have not changed. The cost of sending remains near zero. The potential return from a tiny fraction of responses remains significant. The legal and geographic gaps that protect operators remain open. Every time a new blocking tool improves, the spam operations that depend on volume simply adjust their approach. The underlying system stays the same. The people running it adapt. The price of an open system. So why does blocking spam not really work? Because spam is not a malfunction of the phone system. It is a consequence of how the phone system was built. It was built to be open, cheap, easy to use, built so that almost anyone could reach almost anyone else quickly from almost anywhere. That design made the phone one of the most useful communication tools ever created. It also made spam almost impossible to eliminate without dismantling what makes the phone useful in the first place. Spam survives not because people are careless, but because the system was built before that kind of exploitation was imaginable. It does not need everyone to fall for it. It only needs a few seconds of attention from a tiny number of people, and a few seconds is usually enough. If this changed the way you think about that unknown number next time it rings, let us know in the comments what everyday frustration you want us to look at next. We might make it our next episode. Thanks for watching. History often hides in the smallest details.